Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel.
In this video, let's see the explanation of the poem The Beggar. This poem is a part of Intermediate First Year English, Unit 3. Before entering into the poem, let's see about the poet. This poem is written by Dr. Ammangi Venugopal. He was born in a tiny village, Allampalli, near Hyderabad on 20th January in 1948. He did his doctoral research in Usmania University, Hyderabad. A prolific writer as Dr. Ammangi is, he has so far published 5 anthologies of poems, some playlets, many essays, and 10 short stories. He has also done the role of translator and an editor. At 74 now, he is still young at heart and involves himself in literary pursuits. He is the first recipient of the award instituted by the government of Telangana in honor of Kaloji Narayan Rao in the year 2015. Now let's see the information about the poem. Actually, this poem is written by Dr. Ammangi in Telugu as Bichagadu and rendered into English by Elanaga, that is Dr. N. Surendra. The Beggar, the poem portrays the pathetic plight of farmers. Consisting of just 16 lines, and the poem depicts the difficulties farmers face in a touching way. Imagery and repetition are used effectively to highlight the struggles and sufferings of farmers. The reader is moved to ponder over the problem and to find a way out. Here is a gist of the poem, that is, theme of the poem. The pitiable physical position of farmers forms an important part of the poem. Farmers' dusky eyes are dark with shadows of their struggles and sufferings. Their backs are bent with burden. Their hands are soiled and severed, and their feet bleed. Yet their ability to produce food and satisfy others' hunger remains fully active. They meet the hunger of even skies. They work hard. They help others. Yet the irony is, they don't find food for themselves, even a morsel. The complexity of the contemporary culture, contaminated by commercialization, is captured in the poem in a captivating way. The way the theme is dealt within the poem has a universal appeal. Now let's see the meanings. Dusky, having a dark shade. Hunchback, a bent, curled forward back. Blood tinged, showing or having marks of blood. Mitigate, reduce or lessen satisfy. Infinite, very great in amount, without limits. Void, emptiness. Sprout, to grow from a seed or germinate. Gobble, eat hastily. Threshold, entrance, the door or gate of a house. Now let's begin the poem. Stanza 1. Have you sighted anyone with shadows in his dusky eyes, spotted anyone with hunchback, holding some soil in hands that give life to earth, seen anybody leaving his blood-tinged footprints? The poem opens with the question whether we have identified the sorrow in the farmer's eyes. The farmer's dark eyes are filled with the shadows of their struggles and sad stories. He questions whether we have observed their hunched backs, which tell us how hard they work. Their hands are muddy and hold soil, which gives new life to the earth. His feet are bleeding, and those can be seen as their footprints leave the marks of blood. Stanza 2. Brother, he is my farmer, a food giver he is, with ability to mitigate the sky's hunger. His stomach is full of infinite void, his face replete with wretchedness. The poet addresses reader as brother and says that the person with dark eyes, hunched back, and bleeding feet is the farmer. He is the food provider to us. He has the ability to feed the millions of people, even can satisfy sky's hunger. But his stomach is empty. He is hungry. His face reflects his hunger and his miserable situation. Stanza 3. The seeds he sows sprout, as if they are his hands. When you wanted to gobble hot rice meal, have you seen a beggar at your threshold with severed hands? Brother, he is my farmer. Farmer sows the seeds which sprout and grow into plants. Those sprouts reflect his own hands. The poet questions if we have thought about the farmer who is our food provider at the time when we hurriedly eat our hot meals. He questions if we have seen any beggar at our door with injured hands. That is the miserable situation of the farmer. Now let's see the summary of the poem. The poem, The Beggar, projects the intense grief of the farmer's pathetic condition to create an impact on the reader and to grab the attention. Farmers, the food providers to all, struggles to survive. They starve, yet they toil. Their feet bleed. Their eyes are full of shadows of their sad stories. Their hunched backs tell us how hard they work, yet their stomachs get no food. They are capable of feeding millions, and those millions do not include in them those farmers. To express the farmer's infinite capacity, the poet has used the expression ability to mitigate the sky's hunger. The poet portrays our farmer's physical appearance, frail, dark shadowed eyes. Don't misunderstand him. He is not a beggar. He is our farmer who can feed the world, but today he is hungry and empty stomach. How cruel the modern society is responsible for this. The poem shows the complexities of current times, thus acquiring for itself universal appeal. A farmer today is in misery. Farmers' dusky eyes are dark with shadows. Their hands are soiled and severed, and their feet bleed. Yet their ability to produce food and satisfy others' hunger remains fully active. Although he satisfies the hunger of even skies, his stomach gets no food. The modern society is playing a cruel joke on him. The poem, The Beggar, plays a significant role to think over the problem of the farmer and finds a way out.
Hope you understood the poem well. Thank you for watching this.